بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد, we are going to read the book of Imam Nawawi rahimahullah azza wa jal. I'm not going to give a sharh of the book, but I'm just going there where I think it's necessary. I'm going to mention something. It's just good to read the book together. That's one part of my ijaza class that I always do. Meaning that you need to know the etiquette of the Quran or your behavior with the Quran. What we are not getting into is the fiqh issues because he's a Shafi'i. So very often when he refers to fiqh, it will be typically Shafi'i approach. And I'm not going then to say no, according to the Hanafi fiqh, this and that, because I'm not reading it as a fiqh book. Okay? So I want you and myself to be reminded of what it truly means to engage with the Quran. We're going to try to read it quite quickly, and I'm going to ask people to read. What you need to know, barakallahu fikum, when you are not present during the reading, then I can't give an ijazah. Is that clear? So you need to attend everything, or you need to promise, like, I swear by Allah. Once I found subhanallah, I found people selling CDs of my classes, right? And I put them in the computer, and then it said, swear by Allah that this is authentic and it's not a false copy. I said, subhanallah, they just recorded me in a mosque and they're selling my classes, which I gave for free, and then they are saying, swear by Allah the Almighty that this is not a false copy. So anyway, why am I saying this? Well, if you listen to the recording, I'm going to ask you to swear by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you have listened to it, and then I will accept it. So if you're absent for one day, for example, you weren't able to be there, you listen to the recording and you tell me, I swear by Allah the Almighty, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala throw me in hellfire. If it's not true, I have listened to the recording from A to Z. If you do this, no problem. Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. You will be reading the introduction to the life of Imam Nawawi rahimahullah azza wa jalla yourself, so that you know what Imam Nawawi was all about. Yani rahmatullahi tabaraka wa ta'ala alayhi. We are going to read Imam Nawawi's introduction. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala nafa'ana Allahu wa iyyakum bi'ilmihi ameen wa rahimahullahu rahmatan wasi'atan wa qaddasa sirrahu wa nawwara qabrahu wa a'la darajatahu wa satara dhanbahu innahu waliyu dhalika wal qadir alayhi thumma ma ba'du fayaqulu al-mu'allifu rahimahullahu wa nafa'ana Allahu wa iyyakum bi'ilmihi ameen. The Shaykh and legist and knowledgeable Imam, and you can continue reading. Who wants to start reading? Because my English is, yes, Asim. Okay, that's good. Who wants to read, please? Yes, read.
The Shaykh, legist, the knowledgeable Imam, the scrupulous ascetic, the precise and skillful Abu Zakariya, Yahya.
So when he says, I'm sorry, the ascetic, we should know that Imam Nawawi didn't have a tariqa Sufiya. Like a lot of scholars would have a tariqa Sufiya back in the days. A lot of them would either be Shadiliya, they would be and so much more. So, but Imam Nawawi rahmatullah alayhi, although he spoke about tasawwuf, like in his book Bustan al-Wa'idhin, he spoke about tasawwuf, but he didn't have a tariqa Sufiya. Is that clear? No. Continue.
The precise and skillful Abu Zakariya, Yahya Muhyiddin ibn Sharaf ibn Hazm al-Hazmi al-Nawawi.
Al-Hazmi.
Al-Nawawi, God Most High, have mercy upon him, said, praised be to God, the noble benefactor, possessor of infinite power, superiority and perfection, who guided us to belief and who has made our religion superior to all the rest. He graced us by sending us the one most noble unto him, the most superior of his creation, his beloved and intimate friend, his servant and messenger, Muhammad, God bless him and grant him peace, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, through whom he effaced idol worshipped.
So here when he said, radiallahu anhu, that he made our religion superior to all the rest, in reality there is only one deen. We don't have three deens, like Christianity, and then we have what? Judaism, and then Islam. There's just Islam. So all the others are just man-made. They are not deens. And this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna deena inda Allahi al-Islam. And there's only one deen. And that deen is submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when we speak about the three monotheistic religions, that's wrong. We shouldn't even use that term for ourselves. There are not three Abrahamic faiths. There aren't. There's one faith. And that's the faith of all the prophets, which is Islam. وَأَنَا أَوَّلُ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. This is what the prophets used to say. So we don't speak about three faiths, actually. There is not three Abrahamic faiths, right? There's one. And that's Tawheed. No. Continue. No, otherwise it will become too long. Yeah. Okay, continue.
He honored him with the miraculous Quran, which endures the passing of time. With it, he challenges humankind and jinn in the entirety. And with it, he silences the misguiders and transgressors. He made it a comfort for the hearts of the insightful and perceptive. It does not wear out with frequent repetition and the changing of time. He made it easy to remember so that even young children may memorize it.
Yes, he made it easy to remember, meaning that whenever you think that memorizing the Quran is difficult, one is because you didn't try it, two is because you didn't hold on to it when you started trying, three because you don't have a methodology. Otherwise, وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. Yani, memorizing the Quran with a correct methodology is easy, not difficult. Yes.
He guaranteed its protection from being compromised by alterations and accidents, and it is indeed protected by the praise of God, His exaltedness, for so long as night and day endure.
Is it exaltedness?
Yes.
Okay.
He made it well suited for the cultivation of His sciences for the ones whom He chooses to have skill and mastery, and He gathered therein from every discipline that which opens the hearts of those who have certainty. I praise Him for this and for His other innumerable graces, especially for the grace of belief. I ask Him for the generous bestowal of His good favour for myself, all my loved ones, and all other Muslims. I testify there is no deity other than God, one without partner, a testimony which attains forgiveness, saves from the fire anyone who testifies it, and brings one to reside in paradise. I testify that Muhammad ﷺ is His servant and messenger, the caller to belief. God bless him and give him peace, and his folk and companions, and honour, ennoble, and extol them until the end of time.
Khiyam.
To commence, Allah Sublime and Most High has graced this nation. God Most High increase it and His people in honour with the religion that He has chosen, the religion of Islam. He had graced them by sending Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the best of creation, has made the most eminent of blessings and bounties and peace be conferred upon him. And He honoured them with His book, the best of all speech. Allah Sublime and Most High gathered in it all that is needed. It includes stories of the first people and the last, the spiritual counsel, similitude, etiquette, and rulings of all types. And it includes clear...
So what I would like you to do, if you have the book, right, in the margin, when he mentions things, you write what that passage is about. Like here, for example, he's explaining the reality of Quran, right? And so what you will do when I comment, write some keywords of what I'm saying in your book. There's no problem. And then secondly, you write a title for each passage. And then later on, you will make your own index. So that you now, when you look for something, you will find it in your book. And that will be your own sub-index to the book. When you do this with all of your books, and then later on, you get that into a Word document, where maybe in another book you will find something similar, and then you will gather everything. This is about patience, and then you will find it in the book of Imam Nawawi, in this book and that book. And this is what scholars like Abdul Fattah Abu Ghudda rahmatullah alayhi used to do. And this is why very often you find a lot of footnotes in their books that you say, where did they get this from? Well, it's from ongoing reading and not just looking for it. No, it was while they were reading, always gathering this information and putting it aside for the time that they would need it. Is that clear? And this is what we call the sifa of a bahatha. And a bahatha, the superlative of bahith, is someone who looks everywhere, and then gathers his knowledge, and structures it. Is that clear? Okay, so try to do that, barakallahu fikum. So write down keywords and also give titles to the passages. So all of this here, he's explaining what the Quran is about and also what the content of the Quran is. Okay, continue reading.
And it includes includes clear short proofs indicating his absolute unity, and other things that his messengers, may Allah bless them, give them peace, brought. Irrefutable arguments against the followers of ignoble heresies. He multiplied the rewards for reciting it, ordered us to heed it and give it veneration, to adhere to it through proper conduct, and to spend generously in honouring it. Groups of the exemplary and outstanding scholars have written about the excellence of reciting the Quran. Books known to people of reason and discernment, but the resolve to memorize, even pursue these books, has waned, so no one benefits from them except for some exceptionally intelligent individual.
So what I want to say is also, when you have a book of deen in your hand, never, like sometimes you might be sitting, I can't sit on the table, can I? Like when people sit cross-legged, like tailors do, they put their books on their laps. Never do that. Always when you sit down, I'm going to show it anyway. Yeah. So when you sit down and you cross your legs, right? Then don't go like this. I don't have another book I can use. Can I use your black thing down there? Yeah. Bismillah. So don't do this. Naam. What you are going to do, you're always going to hold it up so that it's higher than your navel. Naam, we say navel? Yeah. So, and put it like that. So we never put books of the deen on our laps, and we definitely don't put them on the ground. Naam. Why? You very often will see that people put the Quran on the ground, and when you say don't do it, they say there is no proof for not doing it. You know. So, but this is of ta'zeem sha'airillah. Now, these are the rights and the holy things. We don't just put them on the ground. If you see the way that the Jews respect the outward appearance of the Torah, then you're amazed. Like in Antwerp, we have nothing but Jews, mashallah. So in a positive way, because they're traders in diamonds. If you see, they wrap their Torah. They have a special bag for their Torah. When it rains, they put a plastic bag around their Torah. They don't touch it with their hands. They touch it with a special material kind of thing to go over the words so that they don't touch it with their own hands. And we Muslims, there we go. It's Quran. There's no proof. Okay? So, very important. Always hold it high. That's it in brief. Okay, continue. Somebody else. Always read, please.
I've seen the people of our land, Damascus, God most high protector and preserver, and all other lands of Islam, concentrating on reciting the mighty Quran, studying, instructing, reading, and learning in groups and individually. They spend enormous efforts in this day and night. God increase their desire for it and for all kinds of obedience, desiring thereby the pleasure of God, the possessor of majesty and honor. This called me to put together a concise treatise. This called me to put together a concise treatise concerning the proper etiquette to be observed by the bearers of the Quran and characteristics of its memorizers and students. This is because God Most High has prescribed showing goodwill towards His book, which includes illuminating the proper conduct of its bearers and students, instructing them therein, and calling their attention to it. I favour brevity and am aware of prolixity. I limit each chapter to one subject of etiquette.
So he's actually saying خير الكلام ما قل ودل. And the best words are a little amount of words that are very explanatory. So this is what he's trying to do, because if he would have wanted to write a book with all his knowledge, then each chapter would be as large as the entire book. So he's trying to keep it short for us. Yeah. I limit
each chapter to one subject of etiquette, and for each subject I point to a number of its categories. Most of what I mention proceeds by omitting chains of transmission, even though I have the chains of transmission readily present and have the authorization to transmit them. But my goal is to call attention to its source, and what I mention alludes to what I omitted. The reason for preferring brevity is my desire that it be memorized and that it be fully useful. And
okay, what do we take away from this here is that his intention was for us to memorize his book. No, to memorize the ahadith, yani in his book. So we should try to do that. Try to memorize these ahadith, inshallah. Yes.
The reason for preferring brevity is my desire that it be memorized and that it be fully useful and disseminated. I singled out unfamiliar vocabulary and dictions that occur in the chapters and provided a clear, summarized explanation and voweling, which I placed at the end of the book in order of their occurrence in the chapters. The purpose of this is to complete the book's benefit to its possessor and to remove doubt from its seeker. Included within the chapters themselves are groups of principles, invaluable lessons.
Naam. Ustad?
Using weakly authenticated hadiths. I clarify the strongly and weakly authenticated hadiths and ascribe each to whichever Imam related it. In some circumstances, they have overlooked hadiths, though this is rare. Note that the scholars of hadith and others permit working with weakly authenticated hadiths concerning the merits of actions. In spite of this, I restrict myself to those that are rigorously authenticated and do not mention the weakly authenticated ones except in a few circumstances. My trust and reliance is upon God most noble, and to Him is my unbridled resignation, and upon Him is my utter dependence. I ask Him that I travel the path of guidance for protection from the people of heresy and insolence, and that I constantly be upon this and other good things with continual increase. I humbly beseech God most sublime that He grant me good deeds, that I may gain His pleasure, that He make me amongst those who fear Him and properly observe His rights, that He guide me to perfect intentions, that He facilitate for me all types of good, that He assist me in all excellent qualities, that He keep me steadfast in this until death. And that He does all of this for all my loved ones and all Muslims, male and female. He is our sufficiency and the best reliance, and there is no power and strength except by God most high, most great.
When Imams like him make a dua, say Ameen. One of the proofs they say that a book has been accepted is that a book is still being studied after someone's death. So this is a proof, like all the books of Imam Nawawi are until today very desired amongst the scholars, like his explanation of Sahih Muslim, like his Riyadh al-Salihin, like the Arba'in Nawawiyah, and like Al-Minhaj in the Shafi'i fiqh. So you see and that he has left a lot behind him, and also this book. So barakallahu fikum, when they make dua, just say Ameen. And maybe it will be accepted. Who wants to read?